What's up, guys? It's Mike Norbs here again. I'm about to make a quick trip to Walmart. I'm going to look for a air filter for the engine for my 95 Toyota Camry. And if they have it, I'll also look for a cabin air filter. I'm not necessarily looking to do that one today. I'm looking more to do the actual intake air filter. But if they don't have the air intake filter and they have it for the cabin, then I'll just do the cabin one, sadly. But yeah, I have to get a couple other things like a Swiffer sweeper and like some milk and just other stuff for the house. But other than that, I'm gonna keep you guys informed when I get back. Let you know. What's up, guys? Mike Norbs here again. It is hot as shit. It's literally like 98 degrees out there though. You haven't met John before? This is John. He's one of my best friends since like kindergarten, first grade. We were in Cub Scouts and then Boy Scouts together. So learned a lot of valuable skills with this homie. A couple of things I picked up. The big old 16-quart drain thing from Walmart. It was pretty cheap, like 30-40 bucks or whatever, so not bad. About just like 10 bucks more than what the 10-quart one was, and it has a lot more room. So this is what I went for, especially though, the air filter for the intake. So I haven't checked on the air filter in the Toyota yet, so I don't know what the condition on it is, but as far as everything else in that car goes, it's shit. So I'm thinking that replacing this is going to help fix a little bit of my idle issue as well, because I just cleaned out my EGR valve, so I have that exhaust gas recirculating back through into the combustion chamber, heating it up so it can burn the gas efficiently. So don't know. I'm going to take it out, install it. I might show you guys. I don't know. It is hot as shit out, but I do have John here with me, so I could have him film while I do it. And so that's not terrible. We'll see. See you in a bit. Alright guys, so it's the next day. It was way too fucking hot yesterday to work on that car. So the hydraulics on the hood are messed up. So it doesn't have any lift to it. It doesn't have one of those pop-up ones where you can hold the hood up manually like that. So I just have to use a piece of wood. I didn't have a piece of wood around me yesterday, and I was trying to find the automatic transmission fluid reservoir so I could fill it up. But seriously, just sitting there holding the hood, like I said, it was like 96 out yesterday. So that car just sitting in the sun for hours and hours and hours, that hood was at least 100, 110 degrees. So I was sitting there dancing it off my palms like and then eventually I decided to drop it because I still couldn't find it. So I'm going to move the Audi real quick. Then I'm going to pull up the Toyota onto my nice little ramps. I have right here so I can do the fluid change and stuff. If anybody's thinking about getting ramps like this, I definitely suggest it if you do fluid changes a lot. I change out oil and coolant and things like that on cars a decent amount. So I decided to pick them up because I hate having to find a jacking point and then jacking up the car and then fitting it on jack stands where you can actually crawl under there and do stuff. This, I just position them in front of each tire. I drive it up onto it. Perfect. Pull the brake and then put the chocks behind the back tires. We're good. So I'm going to move the Audi and pull the Toyota over. Show you in a sec. Open. And if you couldn't tell, those ramps were stuck together like a motherfucker. I had actually put a pry bar in between them, and I shook it to the point where I knocked the camera over. So now I'm gonna put the ramps in front of the car. Set up. So that was a bitch and a half. You wouldn't think it would be that hard just moving the cars and shit, but those ramps were fucking stuck together. I haven't used them in like 2 weeks, so I've stepped on them a couple times too, and so they must have just compressed themselves together really well. So yeah, definitely not storing them together like that again. That was bullshit. So you can see the car right there, up on the nice little stands and shit. Get to work here in a bit. What's up, everybody? Mike Norbs here again. It is the next day. Well, actually, I think I said that earlier, but I have the car up on the stand right now. I have the automatic transmission fluid drain plug out. I am taking off the intake cover because I think I showed you before, but I got a new air filter for the motor, so I gotta take this box right here off, and then it just has this intake hose right here, which just has a Phillips head screw clamp. So loosening that, taking that off, gonna put the new filter in. I have all the oil draining below, so as soon as that's done, I'm gonna put the plug back in, new filter in, tighten everything back up. Then I'm gonna start pouring the new fluid in, and I'm gonna show you guys that part. So one sec. And this is why we change our intake filters, guys. So here's the old one, here's the new one. Doesn't really look too bad on top, but that's because that's not the way everything's getting stuck through. Yeah. There's some moth wings in there, bunch of leaves, some fucking mouse crap, a lot of not good stuff. And boom, a brand new one. This looks literally almost exactly similar to this one, so they must have ran a Fram extra tough guard on it last time too, which is pretty cool because this is actually the upgraded version of the regular one. So at least they put money into it. As you can see, it's not too bad deteriorated. It's still holding up decently well. It's not caving in at all, but I'd rather change it out now rather than have like some issues and then change it out. Maintenance is what stops issues from forming in the first place rather than fixing them. Sorry if I'm sweating bad, guys. It's still hot as shit out. So if anybody's interested, it's a 10mm Allen key, or hex drive, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that takes off the automatic transmission fluid bulb. So I'm going to put this back in, tighten it, then I'm going to start pouring new fluid in. What you want to do is when you're pouring the fluid in, every now and then when you pour a little bit of fluid, get in there, shift it through the range of gears all the way from park, Prindle, park, reverse, neutral, drive, low, all the way through all the gears and back. Because what that's going to do is that's going to offset the fluid and spread it out through the transmission. So that way you're not getting a false reading thinking your transmission fluid is full when it's only like halfway or 3/4 full, which could cause damage because then your parts that are moving around at super high speeds aren't lubricated like they need to be. So we don't want that. We want this car lasting for a while. It's been kicking since '95. That's older than me. So let's keep it going. What's up, guys? So the car's fully filled up. I took it around the block, drove it around a little bit, made sure I rolled through the gears a little bit so that the fluid could be transferred completely. Came back, pulled it through all the gears again, topped off the fluid. It looks pretty okay now. I filled it just a little bit below full because the fluid will expand as it gets hot. So I think that'll be good. As long as it's not below the minimum, you should be fine because that's what the manufacturer says your car needs in order for it to lubricate everything correctly. So yeah. Oh yeah, I have my needle nose pliers right here too. while I was under the car, there was some exhaust shielding that was hanging off of the tailpipe. So I just grabbed these, rebent it back over, and then rebent the strap onto it. So a little bit more done. Oh, I installed the fan filter too. So I didn't really need to show you guys that, because that's just undoing a couple clips on the air box and then taking the old one out, putting the new one in. So basic stuff. Hope you guys like this. I'm trying to bring a lot more car content. It's a little hard. I do have 2 cars, and I have a couple friends' cars that I'm working on too, but I don't have anything like insane. I don't have a rear-wheel drive car right now either, which is what I really want, because I want to start drifting a little bit. But I'm down to do projects with anybody. Anybody has any ideas, especially someone with a rear-wheel drive car who wants to do some projects, hit me up. I'm down. I want to drift a little bit. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Deuces. Needed to put the Audi back in her spot.